What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live session with your boy Phrankleen. If you're watching this as a playback, this is a live session. I just go live on YouTube and discuss any of the topics that I've got on my mind, or it might be one of the topics that have come via email. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, hit the like button. What's up, Uyi? Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. What's going on, David Osilaja? What's going on, people? What's going on, man? Rita Arinze. Idia, what's up, my sister? Yeah, I apologize, man. Last Friday and Monday, I wasn't online. Right. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is basically, if you're joining my live session or you're pretty new to my channel, thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting me. So basically, you can send me your stories or whatever topics you'd like me to discuss via email. Look in the description below. Food Channel 1960. If you want to support my channel, you can do so via PayPal. I'd appreciate, or Patreon. Look in the description below. There's a link for that. People email me and ask me all the time, how do I support you, Phrankleen? There's a link to my PayPal account. There's also a link to my Patreon if you want to sign up to my Patreon. Anyways, these stories, I actually had a story that I wanted to talk about, but these particular lady has been on my case and was literally saying, Phrankleen, can you please share this story? I want, other people to learn from it and stuff. So I said, okay. All right. You got me. I'll make a video about it. So it's a story of a Nigerian lady who basically had been in Nigeria, had a relationship with a partner and all that stuff. So then somebody's saying, Phrankleen, sorry, I do apologize. You go drink Corona beer. Where'd you get that from? Anyway, I digress. So the lady sent me an email a while back. And in the email, she told me about her relationship with her husband. They got married in Nigeria and stuff like that. So both of them were working in the professional field. They met when she was a junior staff at a particular company. It's a classic story of a boy meets girl, that sort of thing. Oh, thank you, Ernest 360. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. God bless. So they were both dating, and like most people, then it got to a point they got married. It was a lovely marriage and stuff. This was just a few years ago. And then they both started talking about the idea of relocating to either the UK, the US, and or Canada, right? So anyways, long story short, they then decided to say, relocate to, so she decided that, okay, she said she was going to make the choice, let's relocate to the UK. The husband wanted them to relocate to the US. So many moo, they looked at their options and stuff, and they said, okay, we're going to relocate to the UK and hopefully be able to settle. So the woman, has a very good professional background, and she, based on the professional grounds, she applied, to come to the UK, and then she basically was granted, the visa. But so I don't know the exact background. She said the initial plan was for herself and the husband to both, relocate, and then he can be on a spousal visa. But I don't know what the arrangement was. So she came here by herself. And then I think it was to do with the fact that he was a bit 50-50 at first. And then, he said, okay, you go first and then I can file to come join you. Let's see how it works out, because he's never been abroad and it was a bit, he didn't just want to quit his job at first, which made sense for the couple at the time. I hope you're following me, right? Hey, there's 107 people online. If you can hear me, if you can see me, please hit the like button. Come on, man. Show your love. Hit the like button. Anyways, lady relocated, came here to the UK, and then, you have the journey of starting to acclimatize with the UK and learning the ropes and stuff. So she started working. She said she stayed with her cousins who were gracious enough to take her in and all that stuff. So everything was going good, right? According to her. And she started working, and the cousins, were great. Big shout out to those nice people that were able to accommodate. So the plan was she was able, we'll be able to pull in a few wages and stuff, find a fit, and then hopefully go get an apartment. And then after some time, she might then be able to file for a partner to come join her in the UK. So, couple of months down the line, she realized, she started having this morning sickness and then started throwing up and all that stuff. Long and short, went to the doctors, the local GP, like we call it here in the UK. She found out that she was pregnant. Oh, great news. Started having all the morning sickness. You women know exactly what I'm talking about. She found out she was pregnant and stuff. So basically, she must have been pregnant, from back home. My man has done his business, and then she's over here a couple of months later, realized she was pregnant. Okay, cool stuff. And then, as doctor, oh, congratulations, da-da-da-da. Started going for medical treatments and all that. And then one thing led to another. Sorry, who's saying Phrankleen, congratulations? Congratulations for what? Phrankleen is not pregnant, if that's why you're saying congratulations. Yeah, BG. Somebody's saying congratulations. I hope you're listening to the story. Don't say congratulations to me. I'm not pregnant. Hi, Rosemary. Anyways, long and short, she started going for medical appointments, and then along the lines, she had to do blood tests. So she had to do blood tests, and the bombshell dropped. Let me see if you can guess what the bombshell was. Let me see if you can guess what the bombshell was. Let me see. Let me see if you can guess. Anyway, I'll carry on talking, and then she found out. Man. Yeah. She found out that she's HIV positive. And so you can imagine. Everything came crashing. HIV positive, and our world just came crashing down. She broke down in tears, and it was absolutely shattering. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. When I read this email, I read it over and over and over again, and it moved me to tears, man. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. But one of the reasons why I'm sharing this, please pay attention to me, is so we can collectively learn. I'm going somewhere with this. Please, let's just laser target our focus on the story. It's a means of learning for myself personally, and hopefully someone watching this can also learn. It's not designed to exactly inflict you with some kind of inconvenience or upset. I mean, it's natural to get upset. But, so anyway, the long and short was she found out, doctors here found out that she's HIV, positive and stuff. And of course, that led to a roller coaster of, medical, assessments and all that stuff. The layers of complexity. This is something the lady, and according to the email, she said to me, Phrankleen, he took my virginity, and prior to that, I'd had no diseases or anything like that. Anyway, the long and short, she broke down in tears, but because of shame, because of, you can imagine, this is the harsh reality. Because of shame, what are people going to say? She couldn't call her parents or tell her siblings and, friends and family. She kept that news to herself. It was life-shattering. So she rang him. Because the doctors here said, who got you pregnant? You need to, notify your partner and stuff. She said, it's my husband, but he's in Nigeria. We're actually planning on, him relocating. Even the family members she was staying here with in the UK, she couldn't break that news to them. So she rang him, crying and said, this and this and this had happened to me. And then, what she noticed from the conversation was, you can imagine saying that to your husband or your wife. The sort of reaction you would expect is, whoa, holy moly, because they would expect themselves to also have been infected if they're not responsible. Alonga baby, thank you. If you're watching before I crack on, hit the like button. Hit the like button. 176 people online. Hit the like button, please, so we can gain more traction, okay? Thank you. Anyways, the lady got on the phone and they had the conversation, and then she noticed this sort of, so basically the vibe she got was, she realized that he was cold, and that triggered the line of conversation like, wait. Did you know before now that you might be HIV positive? And then he basically said, what happened was, whoa. And, as far as I'm concerned, for example, if you did that, here in the UK, and I'd like to believe it's the same thing in Nigeria, to know that you are HIV positive and to deliberately infect someone else, I think it's the height, it's the pinnacle of being evil, the pinnacle of evilness, because my jaw dropped. And so the long and short was, she said, he confirmed. So all the while when you met this lady, you approached her, you professed your feelings for her, you started dating, she took you home to the mom and dad, and families got to know themselves, then you proposed, you picked wedding date, you knew, in fact, he had been on the medication. So now they got married, he took her virginity, got her pregnant and stuff. And one of the reasons why this topic caught my attention was, I made a video in the past about, should partners do blood tests? This is before I read this woman's story. Should partners do blood tests? I know it's not like a common everyday practice, but, because of things like this, of course, it's here in the West. If you did, it's the same. Somebody's saying about Australia. If you do that in the UK, you're going to prison for a long time, man. And I'm sure it's the same in the US and other parts of. I'm sure it's the same in Nigeria. If you're apprehended by the authorities, you'll be banged up. They will get you prosecuted. I also made a video. This is like I was saying. I did talk about it. Like, should there be blood tests? Because of devastating stories, life-altering, life-shattering stories like this. I've got goose pimples on my arms, actually. I've got goose pimples. Trust me, it's really scary stuff. And the lady said, she broke down in tears. She couldn't keep it any longer. She told her mom and dad, and the sad part was the people that she was staying with. She said the doctor said you have to let them know because it's important, just so somebody doesn't get infected through you having any cuts and stuff. So she told them, and the dude, the husband of the lady, is actually the one related to her. The wife kicked off because they've got two young children, and she said she needed to move out, that she can't live in the same house with someone with, HIV, and she ended up homeless for a bit. It was devastating. And unfortunately, because of the stress, she had a miscarriage. She lost the pregnancy. She lost the pregnancy into the third month. Towards the end of the third month, she had a really terrible miscarriage and lost the pregnancy. But the people had to, she said they blew it out of proportion. I know though, I can't sit here and exactly blame them. Knowledge around HIV, it comes with knowledge, understanding, and not to stigmatize people. But for the most part, I think people's reaction comes with fear. Some people actually think if they give you a hug, they might get it. It doesn't work like that. But of course, just to find out that, whoa, you've got that, and they've got young kids and all that stuff, and they asked her to leave, and she's in a bad place. She's trying to pick up her life. She's been on medication, according to the story. She told me that she's fine, but she said, of course, this has altered her life. The life that she's always wanted, which is to get married and settle. She's educated. She's into engineering and be able to raise her own family, and that just got snatched. And the worst part is the so-called husband has been on the run since his phone lines in Nigeria, actually. So he's definitely not coming here to the UK to meet this woman, because she said his phone lines are gone dead and he's gone into hiding because her family members have been looking for him back home. And it's been devastating. There's been some of his other family members got assaulted by her own brothers. And you can understand the frustration, the anger. It's just nothing but wickedness. He needs to be prosecuted and, committed to prison. But the question is, it's an unfortunate situation. I've heard similar stories where people date partners who knew that they've got these herpes and HIV and all these things, and they deliberately keep it from their partners and they carry it as normal. That's the height of criminal offenses, man. That's just evil, because that's basically thinking because you've got something, you have the right to inflict other people. And I don't know, man. Should we? I know it comes with a lot of some people might feel some type of way, but would you ask a partner if you choose to settle with someone? Somebody said something the other day when I was talking to someone about, if you were just going to date someone, if you're going to date someone, we need, is it really right to say for example, you're gonna date someone just you're not intending to marry them? I don't know, man. That's up to you to decide. But I hear more and more scary stories, man. And what do you guys think? What would you do? Would you be confident to say to your partner, okay, I like you and all that, you tick all the boxes for me, I'd like to settle with you, but I would like us to have a blood test. Do you have any known illnesses? Do you have any known diseases and stuff? How would you approach this? What would you say to your partner? Would you say to your partner, male or female, I want us to have a blood test before we can carry on in a serious relationship? Would you say that? Or would you be too shy and think, it'd be offensive? What would you do? Do you think this should be enshrined in law, whereby people need to start doing this? Because you might meet someone, there might be the chemistry, you fancy them, you fall in love with them, and then you lay with them once. But then again, There is also the other side where you might meet someone and they were fine. They checked out right. And then down the line, during the course of the relationship, they go and get a sexually transmitted, disease. And then kapow, you catch it. Honestly, from the beginning, somebody said, yes, the world is wicked. Greetings from Texas. Greetings from the UK. Old me wouldn't have the confidence. However, if I was still in the dating game, I would certainly ask, Tino, bring sexually irresponsible being sexually irresponsible has become so normalized that you really should ask to have a test done. Yeah, we live in a generation where it's just nuts. It's just, people do things crazily. There was a celebrity called Usher. Yeah, I know Usher, man. Usher Raymond. Yeah, they had to pay 900K to a woman for giving her STD. It's a shame the law is not enforced in Nigeria. I'd like to believe that in Nigeria, if you get busted, that you knew that you had something, and you deliberately, there is credible evidence, and you deliberately inflicted other people with that, life-shattering disease, you'll get prosecuted. I'm quite confident. The only thing that gives me concern is the fact that the system is so bloody corrupt. Oh, thank you, John Anderson. Thank you for the support. The only problem we have is the system is so corrupt that if you were to go through the justice system, will you get justice? That's a whole nother ball game, because if the other side has got deep pockets, they're well connected, they can basically, shut you down. That's one of the problems. The law is enforced in Angola, and he will be prosecuted. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, Fatima said do the test every 6 months. Wow. It's crazy. So that's the story, really. Yeah, the woman wanted me to basically say, it might be a good idea for people to, but then it's subjective, unless that gets passed into law, you really can't force people, and then you make those personal decisions yourself. Folks should get checked out before engaging in sexual activity. You need Alonga baby. Thank you for the support. You need to show each other the papers or online paperwork from the clinic. Ethel, I agree. I absolutely agree, man. I absolutely agree because, man, it's scary. It is scary. Let me see any more comments before I round this off. This is really wicked when you care. Look, let me tell you something. Let me add to this. Do you know what's interesting, right? I watched a documentary on YouTube the other day, and there was this transgender, right? This male who went under the knife and got converted, looks so much like a female, but still got a dick between the legs, right? And I remember watching that interview, and she was basically saying, oh, there are so many guys that, take me, start to smooch me in the club and start kissing me and oh, sorry, I made a mistake. She went under the knife and got the male genitalia got cut off, and, did the operation, got converted to be a woman. And according to her, she claimed that it looks like a natural woman's, vagina and all that stuff, which to me is absolute nonsense. But the question from the interviewer was, so do you get to tell the men that move up to you about, you being transformed from a man to a woman? And she blatantly said, no, I don't. Oh, I get picked up a lot from, from the nightclub. And my jaw literally dropped. So the reason I'm saying this is people do these things and it's just plainly evil. So you were a man, you went under the knife to transform yourself to be a woman. Then you hide that information and trick unsuspecting men to have sex with you. And this is why there's a huge murder rate in places like America, and people get, because when they do find out that you're in fact a dude, they might react in some kind of crazy way. I'm not justifying violence or any sort of evilness, but why would you impose yourself on other people or your own problems? It's just mind flipping blowing. These things happen. People know that they've got these problems. It's the same thing with some females that know that they can't have babies, maybe because you frolicked around or you had certain health problems, and then you hide it from a partner. If you meet a guy that really likes you, if you tell him, listen, man, I can't have babies, just to let you know, if you want to get in a relationship with me, I don't have the ability to get pregnant because of XYZ reasons, then let that man decide if they want to carry on in a relationship with you. Does that make sense? But when you lie, you hide, you conceal important information, and then the person is hoping to start a family with you and have kids, and then they start running from pillar to post thinking it's their families or some demons like they do in Africa, and then they eventually find out down the line it's just pointless layers of complexity. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. There is 222 people online. Come on, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So, yeah. Somebody's saying something about, hold on, let me look at this, man. Somebody said, look for old pictures. Pebbles. I love that. Right. Yeah, of course. HIV is not a death sentence. But nobody in their right mind would like to be infected or purposely infected by someone else. If you go around and have unprotected sex and then this leads to, damaging consequences, that's on you. But for somebody to conceal that and inflict you with it and then try to mentally condition you to say, oh, it's not a life sentence, just get on with it. No, that's evil, man. That's evil. You don't do that, man. Anyway, that's me done. It's your boy Phrankleen. If you joined this midway, bear in mind this is a live session. You can play back and watch the thing from start. If you want to send me your stories, footchannel1960@gmail.com. I really am clamoring for your topics and things you'd like me to discuss. Just send me, if you have any news topics, any links to articles and interesting things that can challenge our thought process. And for those of you dealing with, I know virtually everyone is aware of coronavirus. Just stay safe, be careful, avoid crowded places, and use your hand gels and stuff. Shake people with your foot. Don't use your hands. I'm joking. Stay safe. And yeah, thank you for your love, man. Thank you for your attention. It's your boy Phrankleen. And let's not forget infertile men who know and make the woman and their families believe it's her fault. I know of two situations. Yeah, people do that. People do that. It's plainly evil. Men who know that maybe they've got low sperm counts, they can't, or, they've got health problems, and then you conceal that, from your partners and stuff. It's evil. It's evil, Go and solve your problems or just come clean. Somebody said we are covered by the blood of Jesus. Oh, please. It's your boy Phrankleen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Show your love, man. And I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Peace and love. Bye now.